So there actually was some news over the weekend. There's a big trade. Perhaps not the one we're all waiting on. There'll be more. Don't you worry about that. But the Grizzlies trading Desmond Bane over to Orlando, and it's quite the haul. It's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. All right, we'll start with you, Chandler. It seems like a lot when I just say it out loud.
It is a lot,
Yeah.
but I do think it was the perfect storm for Orlando. They're desperate for shooting. They have no money going forward, so a guy like Desmond Bane that can come in, that's under contract, can provide that, that shooting off Wagner, off Paolo, Jalen Suggs. They have that core. Think about that starting 5 now with Suggs.
Oh, yeah. They were
Bane,
already finding up a
Paolo, Wagner, and Wendell Carter. The bench is still going to be a concern here. Their future is going to be a concern here, giving up so many assets, so many picks moving forward. But he is under contract for a lot of money. He's not going anywhere, and they do feel like the East is wide open, and this kind of makes them better, which I agree with right now. If all goes well, I think this could be good. If things go sideways, then obviously this is going to look really bad, giving up that many assets for their future. A guy like KCP, a guy like Cole Anthony just had a great run this season.
Yep.
That hurts a little bit, but right now on paper, he does make them better.
I agree. He makes them better on paper. I don't think they gave up too much. You don't know what the future holds, right? But
That's always fair.
Yeah, but you know right now what Desmond Bane is going to bring to the table for you, especially with the injuries that they had last year. They needed somebody to score the basketball in the absence of Paolo and Wagner at some point. Now you bring in Desmond Bane that beefs you up, that gives you more depth in your front in your backcourt. And now you got another guy that can go out there and give you 20, 25 points on any given night. And he's a defender, and he's a tough-nosed guy. So, again, you can hedge your bets on your future, or you can give yourself an opportunity to compete in the Eastern Conference right now. And I think the Western – what am I doing? The Eastern Conference right now. I'm so used to them being a Memphis Grizzly that it's kind of throwing me off. But it gives them a great opportunity to win now, especially with the Eastern Conference being in the position that it's in.
So that's why I'm glad you said that, because I heard an interview with J.B. Bickerstaff over the weekend talking about the Eastern Conference moving forward, and he, in fact, has actually texted his guys during this really short offseason so far, and basically just said, hey, guys, it's wide open, we're capable, we have a chance. And now I'm looking at Orlando thinking, this is clearly how everybody feels right now.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's why they did it. Obviously, the East has some good teams. They're going to get better. Philly is going to be better. Orlando now, I think, has gotten better. Detroit is kind of on the rise. Cleveland, I think, is the #1 favorite to kind of get out of the East right now.
Still got some uncertainty with Boston?
Boston with Tatum out. Again, there is some uncertainty. So when you have a chance right now to acquire a guy, at least for the next 4 years, to grow with this young core and provide exactly what they're needing with shooting, with defense. He knows how to be a second or third option, playing with Ja, playing with Triple J. So I think it's great. Now their bench is a little bit of a concern.
Okay.
They need a true point guard. Can Houston, can Howard, can Anthony Black, can one of those 3 guys make a jump and kind of help?
Black showed.
Black
showed like
how much better can Paolo and Franz continue to get? Those are their guys going forward. So I think there's a lot of questions here, but I think immediately this does make them better. A title contender? I don't know, but like J.B. Bickerstaff said, the East is wide open.
Like, who is the title? Because I think even if you are in the East right now, and sure, I'm not going to discredit what Cleveland did all season long, but we also saw how that season ended.
How about the team that's 2-2 right now in the finals with the Oklahoma City Thunder that's going to be back next year? And then, again, Philly's going to be better.
But again, with all of those questions, with all of those teams, and we're throwing them in a pot, right? If I'm Orlando, I feel like I'm right there in the mix when I add a Desmond Bane. I feel like I'm in the mix with these teams. All of those teams have something in common. They got a bunch of talent. Now, when you add a guy like that to the starting lineup that you already have, that gives you a great opportunity to be right there in the mix with everybody else.
And Jamal Mosley has created a culture there. Yeah. He is a fan favorite. Players love him. They want to play hard for him, and he's another one of those teams. Like OKC, like Boston, they defend. So even if they don't have an offensive explosive night, they can win games on the road, at home, just by defending and playing hard, and that's what he's created there. So it is an attractive place to be. Those 2 young stars are, 22 and 23 years old?
Babies.
How much better can they get? So there's some questions there, but, man, I do like this, but it's a lot. It's a lot to give up.
It feels like a lot. When the ticker scrolled by, it was like, oh, okay. But we've also gotten a little bit used, Mikal Bridges being one that got a lot back as well. That's the Orlando side. Now we have to look at Memphis for a second. They've already come out and said, we have no intention of trading John Morant or Triple J. But now I'm kind of wondering, all right, so you're going to keep Triple J, you're going to give him a big deal, but what does this team look like now?
So the reports now basically are they did this to kind of open up that money to re-sign Triple J. Obviously, we know he missed out on the Supermax big deal, but he clearly is going to be their piece going forward. There's a lot of rumors about John Morant moving. Now you have Cole Anthony, who is a point guard. Scottie Pippen Jr. was great for them this year, so they are pretty stacked at that position if they did want to go and shop John Morant, but it looks like this is going to be their team moving forward, and again, they just got the new coach. When I saw this trade, I thought, okay, this is the first of a couple coming. This is the first of Triple J maybe going and John Morant coming.
Yeah, of course.
The reports say otherwise, so who knows? Again, the West is also so stacked and deep. I don't think this team this move doesn't make them better right now by any means.
Dude, their GM said after they got swept, they're not even close. You're not even close, and you just got.
And then you trade your second or third best player.
So I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I'm confused about some of the messaging that's coming out of Memphis, right? But I also think this is a shot at giving this new coach a chance to win and show what he got. You know, these are your core guys. Triple J and John Morant, those are your core guys. Desmond Bane was a part of that. Now you get rid of him. So you're telling us these are the two guys that's going to get us over the hill with this new coach. But also, again, when your GM comes out and says something completely different at the end of the season, opposed to what he said in the last couple of days, it is a little mixed messaging. So I'm curious to see where they go from here.
But if I'm Memphis, I'm also feels like I fleeced them a little bit. I got off a dude that I owe 160+ million
Which, by the way,
we have our two guys moving forward. Anyways, we have a lot of
draft picks.
We just struck gold in the draft last year with Wells and Edie, so they do have a lot of things to look forward to. And their future just got better in case they do want to move Ja and JJ. They now have 4 picks coming. They have a guy like KCP. Who knows what's going to happen to him? Maybe he's a buyout option. Who knows? But I think this doesn't make them better, but it definitely sets up their transition if they want to go the other way.
it does feel like the mixed messaging is probably the best way I'm looking to look at it.
I don't think they're better.
Like
I don't think they're a contender now or a better team
No.
next year, but this kind of is a nice little segue to go either way.
A Segui, if you will.
A segue.
Quick break and predictions. Oh, we're so good at
predicting?
those on the other side. Sometimes we're good at them.
By the way, we're both still alive, either Indy in 6 or
I
OKC
know.
in 6.